think it's not necessary. The point that you mentioned that the poor family is one of your points, right? And our research is show us that the public high school in the U.S. is free for the students under 18. So you don't have to worry too much about pay higher tuition fees. And another point you mentioned that you mentioned that students who drop out and they choose another place to study, and this doesn't mean they giving up study. It is just take another place, and if the teenagers who drop out, it means they will have a lack communication with peers. They don't have their communication ability will not develop more. And one more thing is the one more thing which is back to your point is you mentioned that the poor family cannot give their financial support for their children to go to school, but I still believe that students who help their family to make money to support their family, they still have time. And another way we can say that if they go to school, they may have the higher paying job after the graduation, right? So why not is good. So I believe that go to school, and until 18 years old, they will get the higher paying job, even though maybe their family is poor, but they will have the more affluent futures for their family, even for themselves. That's my point.
I think my point is some poor families can't support the students to pay the school supplies, not tuitions, and I think the communication ability, students also can create communication ability outside of campus, and and you said the students also have time to work and study at the same time. But from my research, it will have negative effects if they work and study at the same time. From my research, and they will get some health problem, and it will very hard for them to balance work and study. So I also think some students are not interested in studying, and they are interested. They have other interests, and it's better for them to drop out and create the other abilities for them. It's better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Some students have no interest as study, but we can see that maybe that is a kind of excuse for them. Maybe they are lazy. They just fast for the computer games, so they don't want to play anymore. And also the students who drop out from high school and maybe they work or they study out of campus, and they will lead their own ways. Maybe this way is unhealthy way, and they may create some bad behaviors. And at this point, the Mona will mention more in the next. And I found out that the President Obama said, the dropping out is not the personal choice, and your family and your country the futures will be dark if you choose dropout. So our group believe that the dropout is not just individual problems. Yeah. So this point the most our team will focus more on?
I think students have their choice to drop out or no. And you said you said the students will have bad behavior, but I think after they graduate from school, they will be close to society. If they drop out from of high school, they will earlier to close to the society, and they will know what the society needs, and they will create these abilities. And I think students have bad behavior. It depend on themselves. If students they are it's not depends on drop out or no. If students drop after if students graduate from school, it doesn't mean that they will not have bad behavior.
Yes. If the students who drop out from high school and they are really close to the society, right? This is your point. But they may get experiments from the real world because they are really, really close to the society, too close the outside world. And in this world, maybe the drugs, the crime, and some other frequencies will be happening. So they will lead their own wrong ways. So they may not lose their self-controls and self-realizes.
But I think the school also have some crimes, such as drugs or alcohol problems. Some students also have these problems.
Yes, but in school we have teachers, we have educators, so we have much more limits for those students. Much more they go into school and go outside.
But you also need to close to society if you graduate from high school.
Could you not write it?
Now, please, put your phone away. Okay, imagine that. Can anyone choose your life, choose your future, choose your husband, your wife, what should you eat, what shouldn't you eat? Can anyone choose that for you? Can anyone control you? The big major thing that we believe that the dropout should be legal is that freedom. Freedom is everything in life. I have my own freedom. I have my own right. I want to do whatever I want. Even though my parents want me to do something, I will think about that. I will look for that. And I will do it. No one can let you do something or tell you to do something, or you should do it or you shouldn't do it. According to Alex Johnson, a well-known writer, said, freedom is everything in the life. Just let students do whatever they want. You will see the world will become better. Also, when we listen to Alex, what would we think about that? Maybe we'll say, okay, is there anyone that dropped out and became successful, changed the world? when you think about that. Maybe you will say no, but when you make research for that, you will find Steve Jobs and also like Bill Gates, but they drop out after high school. But go back again, you will find like Thomas Edison. He dropped out when he was in high school. So there are some people that drop out and they change their life. And I have a source here, said more than 761 names. It's 19 pages. It said they all became successful, and when they drop out. Also, according to this publication international, LTD, 15 people such as princes and scholars and other princes like Diane and scholars like Thomas Edison and other like Benjamin Franklin, they became successful when they drop out because they choose their own freedom. They thought that they must have drop out, and they drop out and they became successful. Also, according to Fox News, Walt Disney says that he dropped out when he was 16 and he started learning drawing, and he became successful in this subject. Also, according to the famous website for movies, IMDb, a well-known site for movies, there are about 34 famous actors became successful and enjoy acting more than school, and because they didn't like schools, such as Johnny Depp, Jim Carrey, etc. They believe, and one of them said that, thanks God, because I dropped out early before I finished high school, and no one will know me. Also, I have statistics from current biographies says that there are more than 70 people who choose their lives and drop out and became successful. The males about 584, and the females about 177, and billionaires about 25 people. And the amazing thing that eight people became president for US and they dropped out. Also, according to news from BEB, 45 singers, they like singers, were dropped out because they looked at their future, they chose their own right, they dropped out and they became successful. If you want their name, I think you can find also here, if you want to know them there. Also, according to the article, Union Face, the author said, are people enough to drop out? Are 15 is enough to choose what I should do or what I shouldn't do? The author point out that 15 is enough to think and to choose your future. So no one can against that and says, okay, other parents must choose what our student must do or not. They became 15, they have their mind. Usually between 15 to 18, they have the mind, they have the good visual to the future. The last thing, according to Fox News, there are about 66 people who were chosen and were stolen by their parents. 66 people were chosen when they were children. I will explain. Their parents with them became actors, singers, such as that, and then they stole their money. I watched that yesterday. I had that to my paper. I watched that at Fox News, and about 66. It was an amazing number. And one of them went to court to let his parents pay him what they have stolen from him. And I don't think there is anyone who will against me with freedom. Thank you.